So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 36. Today, we have with us two other people.
Hey, it's me, Enemy.
Hello, it's me, Untitled today.
And here is Wout, who was pretty annoyed in his mic, into his mic for 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Yes. Took us about an hour to get to recording this cast.
Well,
Thank you, Enemy.
half of that was like waiting for you.
That was my internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still waiting for you.
I can't help it if my internet breaks.
Okay, let's get started.
Well, you could get better internet.
Okay. I think I can. Okay, Mr. Creeper. I think I definitely had one of the best troll applications. What technical things have you worked on? I built a dirt check. Don't do that, then he will think that's me and you will be all confused. Actually, that's kind of funny. You should do that. Let's go to some other comments.
I like how everyone is trolling Minecraft.
Well,
Not
my
just
application
us,
was
okay.
also troll and I got in.
Yes, pretty much given up.
I should like check up on my troll application. I'm not sure if I didn't get anything back, but I don't think I did.
Well,
Anyway,
Vincent also called it a. Also, he was very disappointed because the podcast was 59 minutes instead of 16.
I think YouTube like takes off a bit, right?
In the end. Also, it's for 53 seconds, so.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, in this script, lol, one day no one else will show up and Wout will have to do the podcast alone. It will be extremely awkward. It was basically this podcast plus Norwegian until Enemy decided to wake up.
Well,
yeah.
when your internet was down, it was like Enemy and Norwegian and like nothing else, and we almost didn't do it because we didn't know how long it would take you, and I was so tired.
And you have to edit this shit.
Yeah, and I have
Yes,
to.
Enemy is going to edit. It's going to work out great.
I have to edit, and I have to render and upload.
What?
All those things, and I have to sleep and get out and get to work, and by that time everything should be done, but I don't think I can get that.
Well, Enemy, you could first of all just render it and then go to bed, and then when it's done rendering, you wake up, and yeah, when you wake up, you check if it's done rendering, and then you upload it to YouTube and then go to work.
Before I go to work, I have to go somewhere else, you know.
Whatever. Comment?
Okay. Yeah, we say, CB just use cobwebs for that. Ruby even mentioned in this video about it. I'm sorry. This videos are long. Or long to my attention span, like just most videos about technical Minecraft. Moving on. Okay, I'll make an application with IGN 125. It will say I'm lazy. I like to build small scale builds if they aren't slimestone builds. I spend so much time doing command block and slimestone stuff that I can never play. And if I do, I'm always busy building an if status. What ifs?
Wait, what?
I do
People still
play.
do
I
that?
constantly play Minecraft. That's what I do.
Oh,
You just
okay,
described
wow.
it. And yeah, I do still play survival, like week at most. There go some other comments.
Nazim said he wants 100% Dutch podcast.
Oh yeah, right. I have to do something with that because he talked about it today. He didn't like my pronunciation of the word Lentebriche on one of my videos.
What's that?
It's a Dutch person's nickname, Lentebriche or something. It's totally different because of the R, which I basically call in any language, and for some reason he notices that the first word I say in Dutch, and he notices.
Also, we apparently forgot to talk about the chunk reloading detection system.
But I promised him a Dutch podcast. I first have to do.
What is that something?
Hey Nazem, dit is ik die Nederlands praat. Yay. That's all.
What?
So, do you want to talk about it or not?
About the chunk loading?
Yeah.
I never clue what you call, so you should probably talk
The newest
about it.
one?
I answered the topic. Oh wait, the newest one. Also, did you end up not discussing the chunk reload detection system or whatever in the last podcast? We did not. Sorry. Because last podcast was very long, and the previous, the one. Well, for us, it's now 2 podcasts. Was really long, so we kind of had to cut things short. And I noticed pick up on that because someone doesn't reach apparently.
Well, I turned off my sounds for chat, so that's why.
Yeah, so someone kept on going and going and going.
I'm sorry, it was like the first snapshot in like forever. I was super excited.
We couldn't tell by your voice.
This is
Oh.
my excited voice, in case you didn't know.
And this
For
is
future
my happy
reference.
voice.
No.
This is me sad.
This
is me
you're
happy.
disappointed in me.
Do you see the difference? Hear the
No.
difference.
Singing will be
Good.
pretty hard, considering I only see
Go-
your blue bubble.
Moving
light up.
on.
Okay, moving on. We did not talk about that. We guess, do we do it now or later or not?
Now it's good.
Okay, enemy, talk about it.
Wout made a thing. He will talk about more because in my note it says let Wout talk about it because he will fuck it up.
Because well,
That's
thank
literally
you.
what it said.
Because I thought you said that you would fuck it up.
Yeah, but when I talk about it because I don't know.
But you just
what
I just
it's
heard
about.
I heard you say that I would mess it up if I talk about it. And
No,
that's
no,
why I
like
should do it.
my note says let Wout talk about it. You will mess it up. And with you, I mean myself.
You. I heard he. Look,
No.
I mean he's also having pronunciation issues.
Always.
Okay. Anyway, I made a thing and it detects whenever the game autos. Ta-da. No, you have to put it on the border between.
Okay, so
chunks.
what? How?
Every time the game decides to also unload all of the chunks are not loaded by a player directly. Therefore, if you constantly load a chunk, you will notice that not be loaded for a tick or something. Basically, I built a machine, and it was a lot more precise than my previous machine. My previous one just had one pair of clocks. They were initialized in some phase, and yeah, they would note apparently they were immune to half of the autosaves for some reason, which is then as for the other half. The results weren't entirely well, absolutely weren't, because that basically depends on the state you initial in the phase, and it would and the auto reset would initialize it into a different phase than previously, and it would basically alternate between two phases and give you two different like 2, then 1804, and then 3600, and just change something. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. But
So
that's all.
the chance that you're in the wrong phase is like 50%.
You're always in that's the thing. Like the previous one, basically, whenever it resets, let's say it added the clocks weren't in the same phase as they were previously, and they were behind. So whatever you want to look at it, the clocks have a period of 4 ticks. So clock will be your clock will basically detect stuff 2 ticks later. Sorry about that. And if you then add another 2 ticks to it, it will again detect it at state, I guess. Yeah. It's a bit hard to say. I'll talk a bit more about it in my video, but that's basically quite annoying. If you want to do tests, and you want to say, I want to do stuff 1 second after the autosave, then of course you want a machine which gives you the same, that is not dependent on other stuff. You want to exactly 1 second after the autosave, or some kind of constant time interval after the autosave. So basically, I made a machine, and it's basically I took what I had, I made it more compact, and I turned one pair of clocks into 4, and they all got reset into a different phase. Things. First of all, get rid of with the half of the autosaves not getting detected, and it also makes sure that the actual results you get from it are absolute. Basically, there will always be a clock in the right phase to it as detect the autosave, basically. So that's pretty nice. Of course, you don't know exactly how long after the autosave stuff happens. Yeah, it doesn't really matter as much, as long as you can get a constant. As long as you can look at this machine, basically at this output, and say 1 second after this thing pulses, we should be constant. A lot of testing, the more stable one. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it. To talk about.
Not sure. Do we have more follow-up we need to talk about?
Well, the comments maybe.
Yeah. Like...
Well, there's some important comments.
Yes, please.
Yes, there's.
Winston
comments. I answered the question in podcast 31. I thought enemy would like that comment a lot, right?
What's question?
One of the voucher question.
Oh,
Which one?
Yeah. Which
there's 100.
persons or at the following phrase? Wout to the voucher. That
Oh.
was a hard question, but apparently he answered in 30. Well, people are still
Okay.
to be open. Give mad props to the person who can answer a question.
I'm
I
on
think
it.
that's also everything for the comments, for me at least, yeah. Enemy, Norwegian, what was in the news this week?
Just a second, figuring out how to answer a question.
I thought let's have Norwegian talk for a bit more, but apparently he's not interested. Someone wants my respect, I see how it is.
To the news.
To the news! So, well, I guess I'll start. Let's go through subscriptions first. Oh no, wait, first. Mojang Snapshot News. Enemy.
Oh yeah.
We got 3 snapshots this week. A,
We've got
B, and
1
C.
and 2 bug fixes.
Yeah. Even though the C snapshot actually added
Shields?
something, which is shields.
Whoa.
So it's not only bug fixes. With the shields, also the swords
Inconsistency.
now. The swords now don't have to block anymore, so it's like the switch they made.
No.
I think B had like only bug fixes. And with the A snapshot, we got the Dragon Breath and the Lingering Potions, right? What else? Like the most important parts, right?
I know one thing.
Yeah.
Trapdoors hitbox, I assume, were rescaled, seems to me. So basically now you can climb a ladder through an open, you know what I mean? Even
Oh
if it's on
yeah, I
the
saw
same
a
wall.
video about that.
Yeah, to a video. Basically,
But like if they only change the hitbox, that behavior wouldn't work. You still couldn't climb through then. If they only
Okay.
change the hitbox, because
Trapdoors
if
are
you
ladders now. I don't know.
if you'd like have only the ladders with the gap instead of
Yeah,
and
you
not
can't.
that,
Well,
you
get
cannot
stuck with the gap.
go up that, yeah.
Yeah,
and
enemy
go
is
up
right.
that.
I was just a theory. I didn't have it.
So basically now what happens is if you have an open trapdoor in between 2 ladders, you can just like go up without any problems, without getting stuck on the trapdoor, and you can just go all the way up the ladder. Even though you normally would have needed a ladder in there with, or a block to jump on and then jump on the second ladder.
I saw a
Yeah.
video last week which already made a they called a smart ladder with it. It was pretty basic, of course. Just you have a minecart behind the corner and you push it basically when you get in range, and then it opens the trapdoor. But I have to say it works. It's not actually that slow, and yeah, it was just the way I actually found the feature. So I should also mention that.
What?
Made by Octa apparently. Yes.
Was there like 2 designs in the video? The one that works
There were-
both
yeah, there were-
ways, and the other one only works upwards or something.
I don't know. Do you
There's-
remember like what would a bladder spray design and a detector row design or something?
The video has 2 designs. One where you have the minecart really visible, and you use one minecart to trigger both sides, and then one where you have the minecart hidden more or less, and you only do from one side. But then there's also a link to this a newer video where he has hidden and both up and down, but then he uses 2 minecarts. So well.
Too expensive.
Or you could just use your hand and open the trapdoor manually. Like,
But I'm too
Yeah.
lazy.
that's your fault.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's something. This is probably a bit base, but I forgot something while talking about the autosave detector a second ago.
Okay.
There's also a video made by Nazm. Well, it's an illicit video, but he said it was okay. He was okay with me sharing it. Yeah, basically, Nazm responded and did some concerning chunk reloading. Basically, apparently, when you brew potions and the chunk reloads, you lose your progress. He says is a bit less laggy or something. There was some kind of pro about it, I think, but like generally it's not very useful because I mean it's not absolute in any sense. and also like it's not renewable. So
How do you check that?
well, he basically checks. You can check if the ingredient is still in there if you put it or something.
Yeah, but like then you don't detect when the autosave is, just that like in the last 30
see.
seconds there was
Yeah,
one.
indeed.
right?
So like,
Or do you
I
have
don't,
like
that's indeed what I think there is. So I don't think it's very useful. It's just I think there was some pro about it. I forgot. Like I watched it over 2 weeks ago. So
well, if you have like a buttload of brewing sands that are all face off or all a tick off, then you could potentially detect.
I guess.
But I
Would
don't
cost you a
think.
lot of water bottles though.
Well, water bottles are not a problem. Well, empty
Well, you have
water bottle, yes. Empty bottles, no. Yeah. Anyway, but then
Anyway, that's
when you
that.
brew potions, then you also have to like supply ingredients and so on. So, guess
Yeah.
the other way
It's
is
like
a bit
not-
easier.
I think I'm going to stick with it. Okay, so that's it. Maybe.
Should we like maybe talk about the lingering potions a bit?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Basically the lingering potions, when you want to make them, you use splash potions, and then you apply the dragon's breath like you would usually apply gunpowder to make them splash. You use the splash potion and then apply the dragon breath to make them lingering. And when you throw them, they have this they spawn this entity called area effect cloud, and that's basically a bunch of particles where when you stand inside, you get the effect of the potion. What's interesting about the area effect cloud is that you can change in the MBT deck. It has the color and the effects, so you can have multiple, and you can change color if you really wanted to. So if you like making custom maps, you could like, I don't know, make something where you have like regen pads all over the place, and then the player will like after a while, hey, this region, I can walk over this, right? And then then you make one that has the color of regen, but like, I don't know, instant damage and just kills him or something. That would be really trolly. Yeah.
And the like potion, when you throw it on the ground, and it will shrink until it's only just disappear, and it will shrink faster if a player is standing inside of it.
Yeah, like I think there's a maximum of players that can use one potion, right?
It shrinks every time someone sends in it, but it also shrinks automatically. It's defined by a couple of
that's-
MBT decks.
Yeah, I
so
think it has a duration tag as well. That might be the one that controls that.
I can talk about something else from here. I watched a video from Sparks from Accidental Games this week, and basically he looked at the area effect cloud as he thinks it's a potential replacement for armor stands as marker entities. I don't entirely know about like it. In instance, it's there are definitely some cons, being, for example, that you can't have it stay for infinitely. Like duration is limited to, well, I think it's something like to the 31st. Something like 3.6 years. So it's long enough for most persons, I guess. So that's one drawback, but it's not much of one. Apart from that, of course, you have to also apply lots of other effects. Well, yeah, basically you have to, when you summon an armor stand, you only have to do just invisible, no gravity, or something like that marker. With area effect cloud, you have to do a bit more stuff to make sure it doesn't disappear and all that kind of stuff. Well,
like why would you choose the area effect cloud over the armor stand? Like
well, here's the thing.
you can't make it really invisible, right?
No, that's the thing actually. Like apparently there's in some sense it was more like it was 5 days or something when I watched the video, so I don't entirely remember anymore. But there was some rendering advantage to it. Yeah, like basically.
Oh, because like the model for the armor stand is hard to render.
Yeah, well, he said like, I can't watch everything right now, but according to him, I think even when you make them invisible, the armor stand still takes a bit of time to render. I'm not entirely sure.
But
But I
they're
think actually.
invisible.
Well,
don't
does
know, it's
armor
more giant
stands like entities anymore, or no?
Yeah, there's still entities.
I
but-
was in at least, yes.
Then like effects and stuff are not entities anymore. Like if you
Oh.
could use the dragon breath then.
I think I know. Yeah, sorry. I know the big advantage actually from it. Apart from rendering, possibly. They do not have a hitbox. This is something very
The armor
annoying.
stand also has the marker thing where it doesn't have a hitbox.
I do not know about that. I often
Isn't
see
there like
people-
this MBT tag called
There's
marker?
called
And if
marker,
you
but
turn
I
it on, it doesn't
just-
have a hitbox anymore.
Yeah, I thought it was meant for something like that, but I rarely see people using it like that. So maybe you're right, but I don't really know how powerful the attack is. Yeah, if that's true, anyway, like it's quite useful to have a marker entity without a hitbox because often you want to track the player and you don't want to limit all of their actions concerning mining and placing blocks and such. Would do, of course.
Also, at the moment, every effect cloud has a cool feature that it renders behind water.
It's basically Mojang managing that rendering tab up again.
That's just
Yes.
like keeping
It's
it
a
old
feature.
school. Yeah, like but now
Yeah.
it's like, hey, as soon as we implement it, we're gonna render it behind everything because it's like new and cool.
It's more like, hey, we forgot about giving it a good depth. Oh.
Every single time. Yeah, like did we even mention like the dragon's breath you obtain when like the dragon is like spitting his breath thing?
No clue. I just
And
know
then
the
you, like,
dragon has a
right-click.
breath now.
Right click with the glass bottle.
And Raceworks actually made a farm about this, but there's some like some stuff that you actually need. That is, for example, the diamond armor. You have to get one new set every time you use the farm, and every time you use the farm, you get around a double chest of dragon breath or a bottle of dragon breaths every time.
Well, like from the AI from the dragon, it's like he's flying around trying to attack you, right? And then after a while, he goes to the middle and just like spits fire as like his breath at you, right? Is that what he does?
Yes.
So if you like just were underground, and when you like detect that he's there somehow, then you like pull a block out, and you just like, hey, now I can just like from below grab all of the dragon's breath or something.
Yeah,
Not
but
sure
the
if
dragon can't the dragon like travel through blocks and stuff? So that wouldn't really help you if you actually
It
want to
can,
quick
but
travel.
like at the moment, it doesn't really like fly through the island a lot, from what I've seen.
Okay.
Like for new
But-
AI that tries to stay up way higher, like it's not.
How would you detect it if it's actually in the middle?
I don't know. Maybe you have like cover generator and I don't know. Something. Not quite sure. Like in his farm, he just like always right clicking to like pick up the dragon's breath, even if there's none there. And then
Yeah.
he needs the armor for like when the dragon attacks him, or like when he's stand inside the dragon's breath. Right.
Yes.
And when after a while the armor's just gone, then he will die. And I was like, well, but you could just like take your player and like throw him into an armor equipper. Like every, I don't know, X minutes or something.
But that
And
would be
then
hard to get accurate and stuff.
be fine with it. Well, you can just like pick up the stuff again and put it back into the hopper, and a dropper for the armor dispensing, whatever. But then I was like, you have to make it in a way where like you move away the player, you like move him to where you have your armory, guess, because if
Well-
it's too close, the dragon will destroy it sooner or later and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So like, it's not quite as easy as I like initially. But his thing at the moment is like, you stand there until your armor runs out and you die, and then you come back and collect. And I don't think that's a good concept. Like,
No, not really.
I really don't like the dying part.
That's why I mentioned it like first.
Yeah, but like apart from that, good first farm. I guess like There's
Yeah.
a bit more potential. Also, what I don't like is that you need a dragon for it, and second that you like.
Well, how would you get the dragon breath without a dragon?
I don't know, like if it's like some drop or whatever, that would be easier to farm.
Drop from
I-
Ender Pearls, that would be nice.
Or you just like
like
craft
them.
it. Yeah, it would have been fine. I guess it's cool that they're trying new ways and so on, but it's just from a technical standpoint, it's like, hey, now we have to do this weird farms. But it's cool. Like it's not like, oh yeah, like new mob, old farmed. Oh, works nice. Back to like whatever I did before. Now like you actually have to kind of think of new farms and so on. So that's cool. I think up and downsides.
Is there anything else we need to mention in the farm, or are we done?
Also, what I didn't really think of before, but apparently works if you have like two things that require the right click action, like in your main and offhand. Like he has food in the
Yeah, there's
offhand.
priority, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
like
On the
he
main hand,
has
that's priority, sorry.
he has the bottles in the main hand and the food in the offhand, and apparently he can still eat even though he has the bottles there.
Bottle is useless if it's not a dragon breath, like
Yeah,
what
if
was
you
here
cannot
in
pick
front.
anything up, and then if the first main hint doesn't work anymore, really, then the offhand will work, which I always imagined that it would be implemented in the way where it's like, hey, this thing doesn't work with right click, okay, just keep it like that, you don't eat food. But yeah, cool that works. Didn't think about that before. I think maybe like with the offhand, some of the AFK farms will be a bit different in 1.9, just because you can like also perform more stuff now. You have 2 slots.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! We don't need dispensers for like wood farms.
Hmm.
We could
Well.
just have a like auto clicker or fast clicker that is set like 1,000, and then you don't need the
Yeah,
dispensers.
you place your sapling and your bone meal on your own.
Yeah.
Theory, you could do that, yeah. Would save you, well, the player can only place stuff so fast when not using auto clicking, so I guess that's the downside. But apart from that, you could like you would free up the space that you would need for the dispensers, and you can put other fun stuff there too, like I don't know, pull out your blocks or whatever.
Make it.
Hmm. No, not quite sure. Like, if you look at the birch farm, which is like the fastest, if you didn't have the dispensers there, it wouldn't make a difference because you still only push to one side, right? You don't get faster because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, maybe for like some other stuff, it will be useful. I'm optimistic, as you can tell by my voice.
Yeah, you can always tell by enemies first, isn't it?
Hey.
I guess we can do the next thing. Oh, I was like, if you're next thing.
Next thing. Wow, did you make a list this week?
I didn't make a list this week, I just talked about it in snapshot.
Oh, okay.
True.
Panda.
That's the correct information. I guess, yeah, let's just talk about it now.
Yeah.
New Panda Survival, number 22.
Oh.
Panda Survival is back, people, for daily episodes.
No.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
Unfortunately not, but that was my first reaction.
In the beginning, he did something really cool. He'd like, I made this news podcast type of thing.
Yeah, that
just
was
to recap everything he did in the stream and like he updated what 2.8, and then he like showed what broke and what's still broke and what's fixed and all that stuff. That was kind of cool. That he like
If we
made
did
enough
something like
time in the episode for the
anime,
new cool stuff and not just repairing.
if we did something like that on our server, it would be like a half an hour, just like this is broken, this is not finished, this is broken, this is still broken, and this is also broken.
Yes, but then we would have like, hey, this is the stuff we fixed after updating. Okay, that was the stuff we fixed after updating. It's like literally that long. Well,
Well, we didn't fix any update, did we?
no, that's why, like I said, it's literally that long. Well, okay. So what is the survival episode about?
It's about
And
to
crystal
generate.
generation.
Oh.
However, it's more automated, basically.
Like to be
Reusable.
honest, this episode didn't flash me that much. Like when you compare it to like
Oh.
the thing is.
Well, yeah, not the old days, I guess.
I have a world save, but it's half of the contraption that he used was already in that world save. It's like some old world from ground. From I don't know, like a couple months back, where he has this whole end platform pushing mechanism, like not scaled up or anything, but like the basic pushing of the platform. That's all in that world, right? So I was like, oh yeah, I know this. And it's like, okay, the rest, like I already like, yeah, I put one and one together, sure. But yeah, like when he like did dungeon generation, it was like, whoa, and like this is like, sure, it's cool that you can do it in that scale, but like it wasn't like, I never could have expected this because yeah, well.
Well, for me, it was kind of mind blowing because I didn't talk about.
Well, I mean, I was also like kind of disappointed when I saw the title, but in the end, when I watched it, I was kind of surprised at a couple instances because, I mean, to me, like usually when you generate stuff like that, I think about dungeon tech. You just push it in once, and you get closer yourself manually. I really like the idea that this is like very much automated. You just have to AFK a bit in the in the boat on your flying machine, and basically it it creates a surface the spires need to generate on. It can also move under other spires, so it can just continue once they're generated, and also moves in the player steadily. So like all those things combined, which I wouldn't think of, you can just have the flying machine going indefinitely and have it generate spires, which I thought was pretty cool.
For like spawners too.
No.
No.
Oh.
You need to have spotters.
Well,
like
you have to have like the walls and stuff.
Well, like if you want to use that in the overworld, for example, you could use it for trees, for example. That would
yeah,
work.
that's a better idea.
But like for spawners, no.
We'd be pretty lucky to have one in the exact same position. Also, we'd have to design a flying machine. Well, first of all, you can't have your wall blocks in the same blocks as your spawn is going to be because it has to fly through, and spawners don't fly very well. And yeah, there's a lot of problems.
Also, this is basically like half of the chunk population tree farm. So it's like when he was like doing this explanation how population works in the beginning of the video, it's like, and yeah, now that here a tree could spawn. It's like, yeah, I know that because
Yeah, I did skip that portion. I did go to the end portion.
Yeah, like Roby and Marvin and yeah, we like made the tree farm using that already. It's like, hey, I know how it works. Like I guess if I didn't know that whole part and like it would feel like way more impressive and like the information is still good. Like I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I just like the flying machine. The idea that they well, also we should mention that flying machine was made by involved in the project at least.
Yeah.
To quite an extent. So yeah, I just really like the flying machine, which basically just handled all of the things which are normally done manually, just forever. But yeah, so I guess you can also do that with trees. Right. So yeah, I guess that's it for Panda Survival, and he's totally gonna start uploading every week now. So in another
Every
note,
hour.
every hour, of course. Why not? Right. Take a look at some other more links I have. Lockstoneable made a side scroller in vanilla Minecraft, as far as I know. Let me quickly check this. It last Sunday, so yep. Well, okay.
I didn't see it, so
Yeah, it's
play.
not really a
Not
sky.
either.
Basically, found pretty cool. So what it's he doesn't give an explanation, so I just have to guess. But basically, he gives you an item. It's in a resource pack, and basically you have a little. It's like a Game Boy or whatever, and you can play a side-scrolling platformer on it. There's like lava, you can dodge and stuff, and it's pretty
Oh,
high
that I
resolution
watched.
actually. What?
I actually watched that.
Oh, look, someone watched it. Yeah, I'll link to that. Lockstone handheld side scroller. So yeah, basically I assume these are all these textures you're seeing are just different data values of the same item, considering and with items the damage values are pretty much not unlimited, of course, but like they're way larger, way more varied than just a 16. You can have like 40,000 or something of them. So I guess that's how he gets the textures in. As for the logic, I mean, he controls it himself using his typical WAS and jump keys, as far as I know. So that's definitely being detected by command blocks, and then I guess goes to a bunch of logic and then converts to texture. So it's still there must be a fair bit of logic behind this. So I thought that would be worth mentioning. But yeah, that's that. So if you want to check that out, it'll be in the description. Also, a video by Reworks from this week. Or I think no, it was actually not from this week, but I saw it this week from May. Something quick I want to mention because I think it's kind of surprising. Apparently, if you spawn into the overworld, and you're basically your nether portal is right in it's basically inside of an end portal. It will send you straight to the end without even showing the overworld. So he calls it instant teleportation from the end nether to the end. Basically, what he does is before he activates the portal with Ender Eyes, he places another portal inside of it, or at least partially, and basically he can then by activating the portal, it will remove the bottom obsidian blocks. So basically, you have nether portal blocks right above the ender portal blocks, and as a result, when he goes from the nether to that portal, he basically spawns right inside of the end portal, and you basically don't even see any. You just see one loading screen. It just says downloading terrain, and after a while, it's in the end. So it's pretty nice. Just thought I should mention that. That's it for my list this week. Apart from that, I just have my subscriptions. So you guys talk first for me for a bit.
Well, the fact that we also don't have lists this week is not helpful.
Well, but you can check your subscriptions. That's what I usually just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just very tired.
Like, there's some cool stuff going on that I could talk about, but it's like not technical. So
Well, I can talk about a video by a Brightmore. That's actually a lot. But you know, I should probably mention like I think it's worth mentioning because this is like a bit of a strange area of technical Minecraft, but it is technical Minecraft in my opinion. So it's about procedural generation. He has for a very long time been working on a filter, you could call it, but it's more like a generator and using MC edits, where he basically wants to generate a city based on the seed of the world. I think he uses the seed of the world actually in his generation every time for every region, which would be a bit more advanced than the NPC villages. So he's been working for that for a long time. I've seen a lot. Often posts pictures of it on Twitter. A bit. It's basically like a modern metropole, or yeah, English like basically with skyscrapers and like tall buildings and everything is square and that kind of stuff. And I I twice told him that maybe. Well, I think I told him once, and Mary told him once that he should also try to basically try European city because our infrastructure is quite organic. It just basically people build houses, and then more people decide to build houses, and more people decide to build houses, and depending on how rich you were, you could decide where to build your house and that kind of stuff. So the European city design is not very well organized or smart or anything, but but I would be interested to see if he could make that, even though it's less efficient or anything really. So he started
Well,
looking a bit into it. Yeah.
also just like about the city design, most of the European cities are like that because they're so old and just grew over
Yeah.
time. Where
Yeah, I
like
see it.
most of the American cities just like blend and then just build in like very
I mean,
short amount of time and then just like afterwards expand it a bit more and that's it.
yeah, I mean, over here, cities are just like, I mean, I know my city where it's like the current out like ring road encompasses maybe like 20 times the area of the initial city, which was just an island with a couple of houses, as far as I know. So, I mean, cities in Europe often were the result of trade routes, so by land and by water. So there were a couple of roads, and the roads became wider and wider, I guess, and people started building houses next to the road, and then they started building side streets and that kind of stuff. So basically, all of our cities have just this star design where you have a bunch of roads ending up in the middle, like main, and then the richer people could afford to live on those. Poor people had smaller houses for them to do this and stuff. And yeah, that's how a lot of our city grew over the centuries. So in that sense, it's a lot different. But basically,
If you guys want to hear more about City, let us know in the
sorry.
comments.
Sorry, I'm looking. I guess that's not Minecraft. But what is Minecraft is how he's basically. He's not really looking into design planning yet, but he is looking into rotation, which is pretty hard to do. With he's basically trying to have these. He calls them tethered walls. Basically, you have like a wall with a you have a rectangle of wood and a cross of wood, and the rest is like plaster. I don't know what you call it in English. But yeah, basically that's all right. But tries to rotate it because I mean, if you want to have this kind of strange design, you need to be able to rotate houses at any angle, unlike these with these skyscrapers, which are all rectangular. So yeah, he's having a bit of a hard time, but he looks like he's trying to. He's making progress, and it also talks a bit about the city thing in general. So I'm probably going to just link that and leave it at that in case you are interested in procedure. That's it.
Okay, I guess I can do the next thing. The next thing I have is wireless redstone using anvils in 1.8 and 1.9. And that's basically because the hitbox well changes, and what he does is he has instead of like before where you had the different hitbox of, for example, glass panes, and then like the boat fell down, he uses the anvil and the 90-degree turned hitbox to align the item for different toppers, and depending if on the orientation of the device or the anvil, more or less, right? You get the output. So if it's in the orientation where it has the small hitbox, quote unquote, but the hitbox is 90-degree turned to the direction the item is coming from, then it will fall down into the hopper where the anvil stands on, and then he gets an output. And if it's the other way around, it will fall in the hopper next to the anvil, and yeah, he won't get an output. Or he could take a different output. So that's something quite interesting. And yeah, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I didn't see the video. I just linked it.
I find it kind of interesting, but does he actually have a use for like spheres?
Well, if you like long distance signal, wireless redstone always useful.
Oh, okay.
For example, if you're like at 10,000 and you have like some loaded area with your ender pearl teleportation station, then you can always
okay.
like call back home, I guess. That way. He also made quote unquote decoder. So because like when you're just playing normally, every once in a while you look at an anvil, then you wouldn't want to get like teleported, for example, in this case. So he made a thing where like you look look at different hitboxes in a certain order, and then it will trigger. So you could make like more or less combinations or just codes. It's like, hey, this code is this player, and like or this for single player, like this code is this location. So if you look at the animals in this certain way, then it will teleport to station X, right? For example, that would be something where it's very, very useful. And yeah, or you could just like transmit other data just by on off, you know, binary with while it's anvil looking. Could do that.
On off, really enemy. Yeah, your descriptions are very funny at times. If you just let your talk for like half an hour.
I'm tired. Like, it's
Everybody's
useful.
tired.
That's what I'm trying to say. You can use it for a bunch of stuff. You can transfer information and so on. Like the code thing, you technically can do before 1.9 or 1.8. So, well, it says 1.8 and 1.9 snapshot. So, yeah, like, just I haven't seen it done before. So, cool. If we ever
Okay.
build a teleportation network, then this will come in very, very handy.
Well, something else we should probably mention is a very important video by Sankar on oscillator in Langtons and colonies. Not because of its technical content, of course, but because Sankar, he says he entered this thing into a speech generator, but for some reason, his captions totally don't match. Well, they partially don't match the words that speech generates. Yeah, basically, Sankar, I want your voice back and less captions.
We could have
That's
like
all.
just manually wrote the captions.
Well, no, because they're not from YouTube.
Yeah. Norwegian, say something.
Something. Oh, about the teleporting thing you talked about. Maybe if we set it up, that's not really possible with us.
Having what?
Having 10 of those, like, or
10
only
of
one.
those.
Yeah, the animal teleportation thing you talked about, implementing, having that on the server or something.
Having like 10 NFO stations, so, like, okay, I'm
Like
confused.
you need one for every player.
Yes, that's how they
Right.
work.
That would not really be practical.
Well, it depends on how big your player base is.
Or maybe it's not as big
Like
like
a while
practical.
ago, I've seen. I'm not sure if it was a working design, but like, Senka had this ender pearl station for like a network, and they had like expandable amount of slots, and every slot was like 3 wide. So with like now you cannot walk in because there's in there already, and all those fancy features. So you could have done like, I don't know, like 10 people easily, or just like stack this thing next to each other. So I think if you don't have like a shit ton of people, it should still be doable.
Yeah.
Or also it only makes sense if you're like really far away or really, really lazy. Whereas like the first thing is the important one. And I don't know about other servers, but now is this like, well, maybe for like a spawner class or something where you really have to go far away, but apart from that, there's no need for that for our server at the moment, because there's nothing that's so far away for us.
Mission biome will be like, yeah, I think.
Well, I think the furthest point that we would have to walk from spawn would be the Mega Tiger.
Ah, yeah, but that's not really
And
a
if
public place.
no, and like you don't go there a lot, and even then it's not that far away. Like you go to Mesa and then like another like 200 blocks more maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an whole teleportation like system makes sense for like those huge distances, but you don't have to do a lot.
No, I guess
Well,
that's about it. Or
yeah.
quad widgets. And on reflex, we have one like 500,000 blocks away from the center or something.
Yeah,
What?
see, that's a good point. Like if you want to travel 500,000 blocks, then it would make sense again.
Well, of course, it's a bit a couple of hours. No, several hours probably in a insect minecart. Let me actually calculate. 500,000. Actually, let me see. In 1 hour, it was 5 meters per second.
It's more than 5
times
meters per
3,600.
second usually.
Well, stacked minecarts, not on a rail, just stacked each other.
Yes, that's still pretty fast.
Is it 5 or 6 then? Or I don't know.
Meters per second?
Yeah.
10.
10. Stacked minecarts go pretty slow, you know, like compared to on a normal rail.
Normal minecarts I have what, 10 more? I don't
Like,
even remember.
I think Impulse's video said something like 5.5 or something, so I'll go with that.
Okay,
with
let's
that
take your
figure,
numbers.
With that figure, you can travel 158,000 blocks, equivalent blocks in the overworld, in 1 hour. So yeah, it's
Couple
doable.
hours is still
Well, it's
long
doable
time.
for the first time. It's not like you have to go
Yeah.
there for weeks and months. So yeah, that's that, I guess.
Or
I have video. Border. So video is from today actually. Yeah, Redstone just made what it calls a two-way pullable flying machine extension, which of course should be called a bidirectional pullable flying machine extension. I can live with the name extension because I haven't named something like that myself, but obviously bidirectional. So basically,
I like how you came up with like your own naming scheme, and now everyone who doesn't use this like they're doing it wrong. But
they're not
that's-
always doing it wrong, but I will use my naming scheme even if it confuses people. Isn't that? I had a discussion about my definition of Jazz 1 technology with Jazz in the community if you want to.
Okay, go on. What is it about?
Yeah, basically until now, if you in Jazz, I have to call it Jazz 1 technology now because he has to throw everything. He has to throw the board off the table. I don't like him anymore. The other thing used to be nice. Then you had Jazz 1 technology used for the Quarry tech. You have for almost everything you just use normal pistons. You can use like stickies with butts to like push them, do some logic and such. But for the most part, just for the extensions and for the expanders, you use normal pistons. You push a component pushes another component, and so on. Every component keeps its distance from other components. If you just, unlike with what I call Burgle technology, not because Burgle is a stupid person or something, because that's just the technology he used to make his expandable door concept, which, suffered from that problem. Basically, what I'm talking about here is that with Burgle technology, as I call it, or whatever, your components basically slide into each other. Like, so this also, if you're pushing it one way, then the components keep their gap on one side, but on the other sides, the components are always sticking together. So once you try to reverse the machine, you usually end up in trouble, and you have to update every piston. Normally, when you reverse a Jazz 1 technology machine, you just have to reverse 2 blocks or something in the engine, and the entire machine is functional again. So that's the main use. And yeah, basically I call it Jazz Tech 1 technology, just everything I've basically been doing since March. Before that I tried some other stuff, skill stuff, but it failed, mostly because I just was very inexperienced. And yeah, that's my definitions again. Yay. And oh yeah, wait, I have to talk about the video.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a bit off track there. So the difference is that he is basically trying to do stuff not by pushing but by pulling, and that there's everything. Well, it makes a lot, well, not everything, but it makes stuff a lot different, I would say. I usually don't try to mess around with it because it's just so. I don't. It just seems hard to me to make machines which get pulled instead of pushed. Like pushing is pretty simple. You push something into place, and then it also gets powered, and then it pushes its own power source away, so it unpowers again. Like with pulling, you can't do that, so you have to do other stuff with instant pulling doesn't exist, but instantly having something trigger something else and then have that trigger your piston again, and I don't know how it works. It's just so vague. And yeah, but it works, and if you can work with it, then that's you. But like for example, with my horizontal parallel line expander, I'm pretty sure you can do something. Don't want to go through the effort. So yeah. But yeah, and it looks like this may be a new form of slimestone, in which case I may be out. So yeah. But for now, things still seem to be alright. But he has some more stuff coming up on it apparently. And yeah, just watch the video if you want to see what this is about. This is kind of like a basic component if you would have machines which use pullable technology. Of course, you can combine pullable and pushable technology. But yeah, I want to see what he does with it. That's about it for my list this week, actually.
Yeah, like since I only can scroll back like 3 days and it's Sunday already, I probably forgot like all the important stuff from the beginning of the week.
Should we talk about the replay mod?
Oh,
Oh, of
exactly.
course.
That was one of the things I didn't want to miss. Yeah, we're talking about it today because this week it officially got released, and
Yay!
yay!
Now I can do time lapses without having a camera account.
Someone's happy.
Hey!
Should we like explain what the replay mod does? Because I don't know, we talked about it before. I guess we can explain it anyway. Basically, it's a mod, as you can tell from the name. And it just runs records a replay file, and once you're done playing, you can go into the replay and then set camera paths, and it will record your movement and what blocks you destroy and all that stuff. And then you can just make your timelapse from there and then render that.
And then have different kind of keyframes and angles on you're doing.
Yeah, there's like a whole ton of things you can do with it. You can
And even have
add like
pictures and do stuff like circles and shit. It's really cool. Should we or say that we have a lot of like cool tutorials and stuff how to use the mod on Crush Pixels on his channel?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna link all of them, but you can channel if you want to
Just
see
like
some mods.
just channel.
Oh, the tutorials, sorry.
yeah, like this one for the picture thing you just mentioned, that you can like have pictures in the world and animate them and so on. Here's one how to use like the camera paths and so on. Also what's cool is like you can share your replays with others. And for example, you like, I don't know, like build a house or something, and you make like a cool camera path where you can see everything, and then you have a better idea and make a second one. And when you upload the file, you can just like upload both camera paths so people can also like look at it from every angle and so on with both camera paths. So I think
like
that's
being inside of a world without a world download. Whoa.
I guess, yeah. Like I think the idea is pretty cool. It's like, hey, I record my replay, then I let other people just figure out how to what's the coolest camera path and so on, and make a best montage out of it. I guess that could be cool.
You know the thing that YouTube have that you can have like sitting?
Yeah.
Is that possible to do?
Made a video. I think you made an example video of that when we talked about it briefly.
I think you
I
can
didn't
do
test
that.
it
I
though,
think
but
it also does like any resolution you want, like 8K higher if you want to. You can
Oh,
render
wow.
almost anything.
well, if your screen is that big, oh well. I guess no, because it generates the video itself, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, if it does that, then it can just doesn't display us. Okay. Would take ages though to render something 8K. Yeah, that's cool. So anything
Anything
else?
Big round of stuff we did this week.
Okay.
I guess again we're gonna start. I wanted to craft iron, so for like this whole let's play video you guys wanted.
Yes,
then
finally.
Then someone else came and crafted all the iron.
Norwegian, you did it.
And
Yeah.
No, I did not.
I have asked around. I have no clue who did it. So I'm sorry, but like also I'm still not sure like how I should do this thing. Like just like ramble for 40 minutes. I have no clue what about. Like I don't know, that 40 minutes like half
Yes,
an
I
hour,
think that's a great way to
however
get
long it
subscribers.
takes.
Go ahead.
But like when I stream, it's usually like I did this week as well some streams. I just like streamed to get myself motivated not to run around in circles the whole day. Because when I stream, I always assume that like if someone would be watching, they wouldn't want to watch me run around in circles.
I wouldn't want
And
to.
I mean, that's what I do when I record. So it's totally normal to run around in circles.
So I just like try to be a bit more productive and then turn the stream on. And yeah, it's been fun. It's like no one watching, and like sometimes there's some people watching, but yeah, it's good motivation for me. It's fun. So what else did I do? I worked a lot.
You crafted pizza.
I crafted a bit as well.
No, you crafted pizza.
Earlier today I ate a pizza. Yes, that's true. Okay, I guess that's it.
I went to my cabin. That's why I didn't make a list.
I also went to my cabin, but let's make a list. It's
Okay, so-
also just for like, I was there for just over 24 hours.
I was
30
48.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, like I left on Friday and 6 hours ago or something. So yeah, that's what Norwegian did
What?
this week. Yes.
no, wait, do you
What?
have anything more, or can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
What? Outro.
But what? No, not in that sense. I thought you had
Oh,
something
okay.
important to say for first. No, I do have something to say. Something you guys requested, and no one
Ooh.
seems to be happy about.
Oh,
And
right.
it's the end of a long story, which I already mentioned twice or something on the podcast. Or for me, it's the ending at least.
This is the end.
Yes, singing with enemy always so great. No, but like enemy, I thought you would be happy with it. It's quick,
The gun
it's
is switch.
buildable, and it does problems definitely, but like you can't get it that much faster with the design.
Like I really like the solution you came up with. Because when I like imagine it, like as you showed like the early drafts for it, like you would have this whole huge machine and like just pushes in the whole plane and everything, that would have been so big, and then in the end it actually turned out to be like the quote unquote compact thing you have now. Actually like surprised me a lot.
Yes,
Well-
Wout, how does it work?
Oh, yeah, I gotta mention that. So basically, first you basically take your normal guardian farm with your go floor at the bottom. Then you have a slope of fence gates. You in your dropping chute basically. If they're open, the guardian just fall through, no problem. If they're closed, players can get through there, but from my experiments, the guardians seem to be 0.85 blocks in size, so they can't actually get through there. Then closing them is basically a slope. Closing them is done by sending a horizontal flying machine past, which basically takes every machine, it takes every fence gate, pushes it up, and then up it gets briefly powered and unpowered, so it starts. Now it does the opposite for it to open them, which is basically it powers them, then it pushes them away, pulls them away, sorry, and then the power source, the redstone block moves. So that was basically the big issue we had earlier. If you remove redstone block away, the thing closes again. So you just pull the fence gate away first, and that's problem solved. It's kind of annoying to get done though, and it did cost me to basically because of the way Minecraft handles or the stuff of the way Minecraft happened to handle stuff within the same tick. In this case, I had to use auto a 5 cycle engine instead of a generic 4 cycle one. which kind of sucks. But yeah, it's a bit slower as a result. It would affect 20 seconds or something if it wasn't, I think, or 10 seconds at least. But yeah, that's how it basically works. Oh, sorry, that's the fences, and then there's also 2 vertical flying machines on the sides, which basically acts as walls so the water doesn't flow out. They basically just push these bars in made out of slime blocks and iron blocks, and they keep the water in. And then there's also, on one side, of course, you have your collection system for the Guardians, and on the other side you have your dispensers, which are being activated in a bit of a strange way, but that's too extensive to talk about in here. And that's basically the entire system.
Okay,
Yay.
so now I can do the outro.
I don't know, is there nothing to say about it? Like, Wout, you're amazing.
Wout,
Wow, you're amazing.
Yes, enemy.
you did a really good job on the Guardian farm switch.
Oh my god, I got enemy's approval. My life is complete. I know, do you actually plan on building this? Because, I mean, you did see the efficiency, like, Guardians don't
Yeah, like
go down that fast.
I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about like if you split up and push everything into the middle, but that causes a whole bunch of other problems and so on. So I was actually not quite sure how we're gonna do it.
Take 1/3 of farm something, I think Lisbeth said.
But then you will have to miss out, of course, of basically this thing is designed. You can't really take a section and have the entire rest of the section untouched of your farm. You will lose some parts which would have flying machines inside of them and that kind of stuff. Although there are ways to minimize it.
Well, yeah, for like the duration of the switching. But if nothing is switching, there's not a lot that's blocking. It's like you
not a
have
lot,
your
but a bit.
you have your redstone lines which you can run around, and then you have the
Well, you have your
dispensers which you
dispensers
probably
and you have your wall
cannot
flying
move.
machines.
Yeah.
So
Well, the wall flying machines would be not in the way. Well, your the guardians could strafe and then get stuck on them possibly.
yeah, I guess. Well,
But apart from that, yeah. No,
yeah,
like
this works for a big one.
when I approached Wout, like the idea was, hey, we want the whole plane just to show because like can do if you can do the whole plane and so on, and if it makes if it's really makes sense to use the whole plane, it's a completely different thing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just a nice prestige project, and you can say you're better than Diecraft. Well,
That's the only
Mango
reason we
responded,
wanted
so
this.
Mango liked it. So if you do this, he will be very proud.
Yeah.
I remember at Minecon when we like everyone was like super hyped and wants to play Minecraft and so on.
What?
And
What
at
sense?
Minecon, yeah, like
Was the case? You didn't want to play Minecraft.
I really wanted to play Minecraft at that point, like even more than usual. Like I was super
Okay.
excited to do stuff.
I didn't notice, but sure.
Of course, how could you? This is my excited voice.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the discussion was like, hey, let's just dig another garden from perimeter for Red Drop Farm.
Oh, that's when we ate dinner.
I was like super excited to do stuff, but well, doesn't make a lot of sense. Would be fun just to dig though. But hey, we have so much stuff that's unfinished songs, so I guess I'm gonna stop talking now and you guys can do an outro.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yes.
The
Yes.
outro.
This time on the outro, I'm going to stand in awe as Niels isn't here to do the outro. Also, we should probably mention, a bit strange to do that at the end, but Niels couldn't make it because he's on vacation.
If you didn't notice by now you know.
That's why Niels was exceptionally quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we're recording this on a Sunday, which is because Norwegian was not there yesterday, and Wout also couldn't do it. And since Niels isn't there, I have to record and edit and so on. And because of that, if the video is like slightly delayed,
I
That's,
blame anime.
that's because Niels is not there and it's all his fault. So yeah.
Yeah, basically just blame Niels for everything. Yeah, I think that'll
Goodbye
be
and
it then.
blame Niels.
Bye.
Bye.